Domly, it's Wink. Welcome to our show. Guys are doing well, having a wonderful day. Last video of the day, you guys saw we're got the tower here. We had to charge my phone, which took 40 minutes. Holy shit! Now I'm super tired. You can tell by the face. But we still have one video to do. So we have to do well on this 13 April 2025, not 14. It is currently an hour 30. I'll be waking up at 6 for this sunrise. So I want to talk about healthy eating. And I know I'm gonna sound like such a douche, and I already know that people are gonna get, well, not, I hope not offended, but please, we're talking about a lot about we're talking a lot about weight loss lately, and it does feel a little bit of a fat phobic content, right? But it's just a dude that is working on his own health. It's not fat phobic. I've been in this weight for a while, and now that we're finally trying to do something to embrace the possible best version of herself, it's just nice. So, talking about junk food. So, as you guys know, I had this unhealthy addiction. My apologies. Unhealthy addiction to. Oh, what am I doing? Taking clips from Twitch and bringing them back to YouTube because in 4 days, 4 days, I'm gonna have to download every single thing. It's gonna take a long ass time. So, we're trying to do the most possible. All right, sounds good. Sounds great. Thanks for asking. By the way, um, so I did a video last week, right? And that video opened my eyes to a lot of things. So you guys know that I had a food addiction, a junk food addiction, right? From everywhere, from chips to fast food to fried chicken to things like that, right? And last week we did a video on watching my old content and how much you can tell that I'm having like a lot of sugar, a lot of caffeine. How much you can tell that I've had multiple like energy drink that day, right? I would need one right now. Um, but and there's day where I needed it. There's day where I didn't need it, and the day where I didn't need it, it does seem, and I look scatterbrained. I look like I don't know what I'm talking about. It's hard to follow, right? And there's a reason for that. And I'm not gonna blame ADHD. I'm not gonna blame energy drinks, but it doesn't help. Can we agree on that? Okay, we can agree on that. Cool. So then I did a video on how much it sucks seeing yourself. And I use the perfect term, and the perfect term is still the case. It's still the case. Of my favorite show, which is Trailer Park Boys. There's a character that is drunk, and his boyfriend, because yes, they're gay, comes in and say, "Hey, you let yourself when you're drunk," and the guy's in denial, says, "What are you talking about? I'm the same exact guy." So then the guy films himself, right? And he shows that, hey, this is what you look like when you're drunk. Now, of course, that's what we did, but still, this is the effect that happened, right? So then what that ends up happening is right now we're in a position of the exact same thing with the energy drinks, but making that video with energy drinks made me realize a lot for um the junk food, right? And it's odd because we haven't had junk food in a while, but lately, and the first week I did need to have junk food. It was a craving. It was a almost a, I don't want to say desperate, but it was pretty bad need. It was a pretty bad need. And we went to eat junk food, and went to eat junk food, and we went to eat junk food. Can I say it another time? And we went to eat junk food, and it felt great because again we were getting that fix, that craving fix, right? But lately, and I think I was able to get a kind of reasonable cheat meals, because again this is about the weight loss, right? So the first cheat meal that I had, I really went overboard. We went with 3 bags of chips, 1 pint of ice cream, 4 energy drinks, 2 boxes of cereal. It was an orgy of bad food. By the way, yes, I'm horny, so you gotta hear me talk about a lot about sex. I'm sorry. Um, so then what happened is with the food, holy shit. No way. Whoa. Holy shit. That's why. No. So I just had a realization, right? Lately, I didn't feel the need to eat junk food. I think it's great because whenever I don't feel the need to eat junk food, then I'm good, right? Then we just talk about being horny, and we talk about also like corn, right? Because we have an addiction to corn and to junk food. Well, I just realized what's going on lately, and trust me, I've been watching almost all day, not all day, but as soon as I'm watching content, it's Tammy, Trinitash Tammy, which she does mukbang. I've been watching a lot of Nico Avocado. So I watch eat people. I'm sorry, guys. It's my last video of the day. I promise. I'm tired. I've been watching people binge eat. Is that why? Because I remember when I did a no fap. I did a no fap month before I was filming content, and it's such an embarrassing story to tell. But I'm still gonna say it because again, I'm all about transparency. But I didn't do fapping, and I was playing video games. This was before we were making content, and I had corn in the background, just in the background playing. That's how much I was addicted. It was like a nicotine patch. So this is the same case when it's going to the food. Am I feeling better because we're watching people binge eat? If it is the case, this is nuts. Because we're watching people self-destruct, right? And I'm not gonna talk about. I know everybody talks about food, and if you follow people that are really like into fitness, they'll always talk about food and how much this food is not good, and they have this almost obsession with food, right? That's because they don't eat enough. But you're seeing a lot of cases where they'll say, hey, you know how much calorie there is, and they learn their macros, they learn their proteins, so they'll know basic ingredients. For example, they'll know exactly how much an egg is, how much rice is, how much broccoli is. So they'll know their food and they know exactly how much it is. So by doing that, they're able to do calculation in their head. So I've had this and this and this and this. They'll do a list. They know how much is what, and then they'll be able to calculate everything, right? And you hear them a lot, but it's to a point where it's obsession, right? We've been watching, and again, I know this is ADHD speaking. It's like not gonna make any sense. But we've been watching the trailer. Sorry, we've been watching this Star Wars, right? And with the Star Wars, they're basically the Jedi, which is the good guy, and they're so afraid of the bad guys that the bad guy uses that to defeat them, right? What if that's the case here? You're so afraid of eating junk food that you crave it, right? So, for example, I'm so afraid of eating junk food because we're doing so good with the weight loss, right? And I was supposed the original version of this video was, well, we lost a lot of weight, so now I don't feel the need to eat junk food, and it's a good thing for a couple of reasons. First of all, we're curing ourselves. We're bettering our health, right? But we're curing ourselves in a sense of, well, because I don't always crave bad food or junk food. I don't feel like I constantly need to self-destruct, and then I don't feel bad about eating that junk food. So it's a perfect case, right? But then at the same time, if we're using some patches, like for example, we're watching mukbang, and this is the only reason. So technically speaking, right? And I have nothing against nicotine patch, but technically speaking, right? If you're to quit something, you have to quit it cold turkey. So for example, somebody that quits junk food, but still splurge sometimes, you didn't really quit. Or somebody that stopped fapping, but still watch corn from time to time, you didn't really quit, right? So I want to quit like a cold turkey, but if we're not allowing ourselves to do that, then we're adding to the addiction. We're not solving a problem. We're maintaining it. It's under control, but it's still a problem, right? And then there's truly a cure for that. I don't know. So the original version, like I said, was supposed to be like, hey, we're eating healthy. Hey, we're doing so much better. But then I'm worried now because I don't know what's going on. This whole thing is kind of crazy. See, and I know what people are gonna say, right? Oh, dude, you're losing the weight. Don't worry about it. But it's not about that. It's about maintaining the weight. My whole life has been fluctuation, right? My whole life has been fluctuation, and we're doing good, and we're losing weight, but then we're doing not good, and then we regain the weight, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if you work so hard to lose the weight, and it's a lot of effort, right? So you don't want to lose that. You don't want to. And there's also the case that now people are watching me. So if I fuck up, people will be like, hey, this guy left down, right? It's a bit of a hard thing, right? And I don't think, like for example, right? The first week, I made a video that was kind of dramatic because I was cheating and I was bad at myself. made a video to shame myself, right? And I think it worked because after that we didn't cheat that much, right? On the second week we had some McDonald's, and on the third week, which is last week, we had some Chinese, which was really good. But yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad because if I was less honest, I would eat junk food and just not look, right? And now the thing that I'm afraid of is we kind of found a way to we kind of found a way to lower the need of junk food by having literal we found a way to limit our need for junk food by having literal nicotine patches. And I like to use the term nicotine patches, but there's a ton of things. So for example, some people that are addicted to meth, they'll give them a product that's called methadone. Methadone is from what I know, is the thing that makes it addictive, right? Without the side effects or without the high, right? So you're still getting your dose, but still. Or somebody or I was reading about alcoholism and how it was a sickness because you could never really cure alcoholism, right? It was always going to be a problem, right? Now, technically speaking, you can stop drinking, but you're still going to be an alcoholic. Does that make sense? I don't know. But then, what if that's the case for most addiction, right? I hope I'm filming. If I'm not filming, I'm going to be so mad. I am filming. Good. And it is, for example, right? Is there truly an end to addiction? And with the alcoholism, right? So we have this book, which is a book, and it's basically how to live with being an addict versus beating it, right? And if it's kind of scary because I think one of the most known like addiction, I think, is alcohol. Like you can think about gambling, but gambling is more psychological than a substance, right? So if there's no way to beat that addiction, then we're just fuck, this is bad, guys, because there's multiple time in my life where I lost the weight, right? And I lost the weight, and and I'm not gonna say it was easy, but we still lost the weight, right? But then we put it back on, right? I remember when I was at work, and we were starting to eat junk food at work. I thought it was pizza, or it might have been burger, but I think it was pizza and fries. That's all it took. And then I started eating junk food. And then I started eating junk food, and 3 months down the line, I'm fat again, right? So what if I wasn't able to beat that addiction? It's a possibility. Like for example, right now, one of the other addiction that we had was to workaholic. We were workaholic. We're still working. It's 2 a.m. Well, it's 1:42. I'm still working, you know? So maybe we cannot beat addiction. That's some scary stuff. That is some very scary stuff. Because if I can beat them, then we're fine. If I cannot beat them, it's going to be a problem I'm going to have, you know? And it's I know what you're saying. Don't worry about it. You're worrying about it too much. And you're right. We don't have to worry about it now because right now we're good. We are good where we're able to lose the weight. We're able to focus on training. We're working out every single day. But then again, you see that's the biggest problem. That is the biggest problem right now. You see this need to work. Now, I'll be completely honest. Super normal. This is workaholism 101, right? So we're working because we enjoy working, right? But if what if that work was just a way to take our mind off of eating junk food? Or what if we're just coping with the work, right? What would it be? That's not good. That is not good. That's not a solution. It's not a solution. Once again, it's in the weirdest sense of the term. This is enabling the behavior. You're enabling the behavior of continued addiction. Now that's a problem. Now, like I said, I know what you're saying. Ink, you're worrying too much. This is right now you're doing good. The problem that I have is not that. The problem that I have is one day I'll have kids, right? I'll have kids. And I don't like talking about it, but my grandfather was an alcoholic. But really bad. he ended up unaliving himself because of alcohol and death. He lost everything to alcohol, everything. And then my father never took a. Well, that's not true. He drinks, but he never. I never saw him drunk, and I don't think he ever got drunk, right? And I know it's crazy, but there's definitely the fact that his father was the way he was that played into it, right? Now, if it's an addiction, I don't want to fall back into it, right? Because then what's the point of losing the weight if we're gonna put it back on, right? And I know you're gonna say, well, if you lose the weight once, you can lose it twice. True, but if you're losing the weight just to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna gain it back, then I'm gonna be able to lose it because we lost it once. I think it doesn't make any sense. I think it's nonsensical. If it's a constant addiction, then I'm gonna not be allowed to have this around my children. And I grew up in a family or in a household where it was constant diets. It was constant diets, right? It was constant. It was really bad. It was really bad. And with my ADHD, I had no sugar. I would go. I swear to God. That it was so bad. I would go to a coffee shop. I was 12, 13. I would steal sugar pack. You know the little package you put in your coffee? And I would have one a day. I was just craving sugar so much. And there was no sugar. There was no chip. There was no junk food. Right? Now, ultimately speaking, it's normal. But then, I was cheating because, again, the sugar packet, right? But then what I realized is, everybody cheats. My stepmom, which we were doing the diet for, was cheating at work. My father had some hiding space in the house for junk food. Everybody was cheating. So it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy because you had this mentality of, yes, we're moving forward with weight loss. It's bullshit. It's not true. It's not true because you're cheating. Right? And that sucks. That sucks. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Actually, I do know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end this video because we're tired and I wanna go sleep. So, as they say in French, bonne nuit. As they say in English, good night. As they say in Spanish, buenos noches. As they say in Romanian, I don't know. As they say in, I don't fucking know, I'm joking. But I'm tired. I want to go sleep. So now, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I don't know how it is. I know we got 17. 17 times 66 is 83. Now, there's a amazing thing that's gonna happen. Amazing thing is possibly gonna have to reach a limit of 100 today. So even though I'm uploading a lot, we won't get everything. So what I'll do is I'll do 33. Okay, I know what to do. So it's what? It's Fortnite. Is it? It's Fortnite. Okay. So last one was Metaphor with Fantasio. Okay. So all you need to do. Okay. All you need to do is. Now that it says tomorrow. Says tomorrow. The fuck?